My name is Sam. Welcome to Knowing with Sam, where I just come and share my mistakes, my errors, people I know. I'm not an expert. I refuse it. I'm just a guy that takes a lot of opportunities, takes chances, looks for opportunities and everything. I rather want to see the glass half full than half empty. I just believe there are lots of opportunities everywhere you go. And I repeat it again, Nigeria, before I go on, Nigeria is not designed for you to be a success, neither was it designed for you to be a failure. If you're in America, Canada, Europe, it wasn't designed for you to be successful either, or neither was it designed for you to be a failure. Why am I saying this? You go to London, there are lots of kids that were born there that are pickpockets. They are, knife carrying knives, stabbing people, robbing and stealing. If you go to America, go to New York, go to California, you see those guys that are on drugs, those guys that are junkies, those guys that are sleeping. You always have that everywhere, okay? Likewise, if you come to Nigeria as well, you see that as well. So the point I'm making is that it's about the mindset and saying that I'm going to dig myself out of wherever I find myself. That's just it. It might not be in a month, it might not be in a year, it might not be, but as long as you have that mindset, you definitely, as against the person that's giving up hope. Do not give up hope. Nigeria our leaders are letting us down. The system is corrupt. Everything is bad. The young people are oppressed for looking in a certain way. They see you with the laptop that you work with, you're harassed. I just want to encourage the young people. If you think you have opportunity to leave the country or there's opportunity for you out there, I will encourage you to leave. But if you're here and you think you'll be in Africa, you'll be in Nigeria, and you think you see so much problems, you will, because there's no way there's no opportunity. I'll give you an example before I go in, okay? The topic I'm trying to talk about is how you can be a millionaire and make millions from another person's business, okay? How you can make millions from another person's business. But before I go, I just want to share something on mindset, okay? Many years ago, about 30 years ago, 30 years, my father went on what they call peacekeeping to a country called Yugoslavia, okay? Yugoslavia used to be, I think, a part of Russia, and they had big war then, Yugoslavia, Bosnia, big war. So Nigeria sent them on peace mission to go and assist the country. He was a civil servant. I don't know the role he played. And he said he got into a village. There was a village he went to at the border between Yugoslavia and Bosnia. And he saw a Nigerian couple. The guy is married to a Yugoslavian. And he asked the guy, what the hell? The guy is a Delta Igbo or Gwashuko or something like that. And asked him, what in the world are you doing here? There's war. People are leaving. And the guy said, sir, my wife is from here. I have kids here. Yes, it's dangerous. But why people are leaving? Don't forget that the people here want food. So I go to Russia. I bring in food into Yugoslavia. Is it Bosnia? And he was making a killing. So he didn't leave. So no matter the situation, as I'm talking to you now, there are people making money in Maiduguri. I have a friend that takes things to Maiduguri where there is problem, because what happens, people run the opposite direction. It depends on what you want to see, okay? I don't know if you can see it. It's drizzling a bit, right? And you have two salespeople, all right? And let's say it's raining seriously. Two salespeople. One sales guy will wake up and look at the window and say, oh, it's raining. I'm not going to go out. There won't be any customers. There's no need. They won't come out today, whatever. So he covers himself in duvet and sleeps. And the second sales guy looks at the window and he sees, wow, it's raining. And he said, this is the best time for me to go out. Why? He gives two reasons. The reason are, number one reason, I'll catch the customers at home. Majority of the customers will be at home. One. And number two, my other salespeople will see the rain and will not come out. So I'll go out. So it depends on what you want to see. I want to just encourage you. Don't stop looking for excuses. Some of us are looking for excuses, searching our pockets, searching under the bed, looking for excuses to give. No. All right. So now I'm going to talk about how you can make millions from another person's business. Okay. And I'll start with mine. About 3 years ago, one of our business was doing so bad mentally for us, and the finances wasn't doing as it was doing. So this is a business that gives us about 130 million a year. Okay. So we'll put it out for sale and we listed it online. Okay. And we were looking for 300 million. Don't forget, it makes about 120, and that's a fair price. Something that does about 120, 130 million every year. Okay. One of our business, and we listed it for sales. I just wanted to leave it. My headspace wasn't taking it. We put it for 300 million, nobody came. We put it for 250 million, nobody came. We put it for, I think, 200, even at 150, people were not taking it. And I said, no, that we should put back our energy. I had a meeting with my team that were not selling. Meanwhile, this business has equipment. The equipment alone that the person will inherit is worth about 80 to 100 million, okay? We have a 100 kVA generator that powers it, lots of equipment and all that. We didn't get a taker, so we went back to. Meanwhile, my kids have been warning me that, look, we're not interested in your business, we want to build us. What am I trying to say? A lot of millennials and Generation X, that's my generation and those older, are not training their children to inherit their businesses. Okay, what happens? The man works hard, he becomes successful. The next step, the children leave the country. He works hard, successful, the children leaves. A friend came to meet me about last year that he wants to relocate. He has 2 pharmacies. Okay, he wants to go to Australia. He's tired of Nigeria. The pharmacies are doing well. I said, okay, I'll reach out to someone. So I reached out to one of my friends who is an investor. I told him about this thing. He said, well, I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not. I said, no. You have to see things as businesses. That lots of hospitals that are run in America and developed countries, a lot of them are not run by doctors anymore. Okay, there are a group of investors come together, purchase it. Now, what happened? So they sat down, they started talking, and we looked at the books, analyzed it, the risk to reward ratio, the profit margin, liabilities and assets and liabilities, obligation to staff, all those things. After looking at it, we found out the guy does about, between the 2 outlets, he does about 16 million every month. Now, by the time he did all the running costs, inventory, restocking, rent, whatever, that's where we break down the rent. We found out that, okay, give and take, you go with about 4.8 to 5 point something million. So my friend purchased it. Now it became time to who will run the pharmacy. By the way, don't forget that you cannot own a pharmacy if you're not a pharmacy that qualified after a certain years, a certain certificate and all that. So we went out to look for, we carried out an interview, who will be a front for the business. So we interviewed about 10 people. Out of the 10, we narrowed down to a young girl. The young girl, I think she's from Kogi State or something. She's a pharmacist, smart young lady. We offered her 20% stake in the company and put her on a good salary. So she gets, whether she works or not, she's a co-owner of the brand while we're growing it. And the thing has gone well. Guess what? My friend is doing well. And his vision is to grow multiple outlets of that pharmacy. He's not a pharmacy, so he purchased it. What's the point I'm making? The point I'm making is that lots of older generations did not plan a contingency plan, and you can key in just like my friend. Okay? I'll give you an example. There are lots of bakeries that the owners that used to be popular those days, furniture companies, laundry shop. At least I know that I purchased about 3 to 4 laundry shops of people that were just either tired, relocating, they didn't know what to do. But there are indices to use to be sure that you can still purchase it. So the point I'm making is that lots of older generation are winding up their businesses. Those are billions. Think of those big transport companies. Think of those food eateries, those supermarkets in your area. As I'm talking to you now, lots of companies, the owners are confused. The children are abroad. They are not interested in continuing what their parents are doing. It is you that is at home or you that is abroad. Come down, look at it. And there are ways you sniff it around. You start seeing the structure going down. It's no more what it used to be. The guy, that is a signs that is crying for help for someone to come and rescue them. So what do? You approach the owner. You have nothing to lose. Say, look, Baba, you're winding down. You're doing this. I can take this and revive it. Baba knows. Another example, I'll give you an example. There's a hospital in Obalende that I know, and I'm not going to mention the name. What used to be the biggest hospital in Lagos as of 30 years ago. Talk about IBB, talk about Bacha. All the presidents had their children there. Guess what? The hospital is almost dilapidated. I was there about a few years ago when there was COVID. I went with my driver to supply them sanitizers. And when I looked at it, I cried. I shed tears. Why? Guess what? All his children are abroad. They are not in Nigeria. So a man works hard, build a massive empire, and nobody to continue the continuity. That's another topic I'll share with entrepreneurs, successful people. Even if your children are not here, there are ways you can set it up and give people stakes in the business. That's a mistake. A lot of people do not do it. Okay, so anyway, one man's bad luck, like you say, might be another person's. So that's his first story. Now, that guy didn't do it. He's still keeping it. I think his cousin is running it or something, and it's been run down. Second example, there's a hospital in Ikeja, okay? There's a memorial on the name. I'm not going to call what it is. And this hospital has given birth to many people of my generation. And one day, a friend was driving past and he saw it. He couldn't believe, people were sleeping there. It was run down. They were parking buses even inside the compound. And he said, hey, as an investor, he's not a medical doctor. He approached the owner. Baba refused. But anyway, given after tough negotiation, him and Baba went into an agreement. He's going to pay Baba a certain amount and take over and start running. They've done a 10-year lease. The brand name is there. The location is good, just that it's been run down. So he's going to get a loan. So him and Baba has agreed they're going to use the facility to get a loan. He's the one that's going to pay back, and they pump money back into the business. So that's a new level of business you should look into. All right. The third example, a place called Maza Maza. For those of you that know it, towards First Stack. There's this hotel there. I won't call the name. Another rich Igbo guy. All right. This guy is from Zubul or something like that. And a friend of mine called me because we have a group of friends who talk about business. That look, he wants to acquire this place. And first guy went, he didn't like it because it brings people of easy virtue, you know. So he told another friend, and this other friend took it by the horn. Now they are trying to get the Baba. The thing is still existing. It's run by a cousin. It's run down. And they traveled from Lagos and went to Ozubulu to see the man that owns it. Elderly guy is in his 90s. He doesn't even care anymore. Where are his children? Some of his children are even my mates. They've not been to Nigeria in years. They're not interested. So the guy dived in. He's negotiating. He's reviving the place now. Beautiful location. Lots of those night travelers. Guys, relaxation spot. Now, that's not my kind of line of business. But he acquired it. So what's the point I'm making? There is a level. Just go to Gigi. How do you find? Let's say you don't even know anyone. Go to Gigi and type in businesses for sale. You see so many businesses that are for sale. So instead of you building a new structure starting from scratch, be it a restaurant, be it a furniture business, be it even a church. I know of a church who has a massive congregation in Port Harcourt. The guy was tired. His children got admission to Canada. The man said, you know what, I might as well relocate. Guess what? We looked for another pastor who is just building. Now there's membership already. They're already members. Good location. He leased the warehouse for about 10 years. He has only done it for about 6 years. So he has 4-year lease. So he came in as an assistant pastor, bought the place, leased the place from the owner of the place, and took over the church. So the essence of this is that, and he starts making money right away. Immediately you take it over. All right. So if you take up, like the guy that took over the hospital, there are a few clients that was coming in, they were in doctors. You started making money from the first day you take it over. And if you put in money well, in years you'll be running billions. So the point I'm trying to make to you is that the generation, my generation and those before us, many of them didn't plan contingency, inheritance, continuity. So what happens? They all send their children abroad. Who do you think is going to take over to run it? You that is here. You that is business inclined. So there's 1,000,001 business opportunities. Think of that Amala place that you drive past and the whole place is just cooled down. Think of that pharmacy. Think of that supermarket. Think of that furniture shop. And let's say there's none that you know. Just go to Gigi and type businesses for sale. Go to some online, just type on Google, type business for sale in Nigeria. You see so many hotels for sale if you like hotel business. And many of these owners are tired. Fashion Institute with equipment. They are tired. So they're just looking for who will take over the problem of the place. And you just give the guy some money. So I hope this makes a bit of sense to you. This is a way that you can inherit a business and start making millions automatically from it. It's not perfect. There are loopholes. But it's a good way instead of building a new structure. So imagine you get something in an area that you like and you key into it. All right. So thank you for everything. I really thank you. We're going to get, and one more. Let me remember one more. The third one is a friend who went to university with us. He left in year 2 and went to America. The father used to work in NNPC. All right. And the father has, when he retired, set up about 3 filling stations. One is in Lagos, another one in Warri, and one in Port Harcourt. Runs very well, does very well. And this guy just has 2 kids. The kids are in America. So he convinced us somehow. The son came back to Nigeria. He called us so that he doesn't get bored. And we'll hang out together. And I told you, you're going to take over my business. This business does numbers. It does numbers. So our friend from abroad came back, who was the man's son, and the guy ran it. And the guy called us, said, hey, guy, I'm not interested. I want to go back to California. This is not what I want. This is not my line of business. You know? So the father was very disappointed that all this I've been working at is for you. It's not for them. They are not interested. My children told me, I'm not interested. Whatever you're doing, your child might just decide to be a musician, might decide to be an artist, might decide to be a skit maker or whatever, a graphic designer. That's their own line of. So if you're an entrepreneur, start thinking from the mind of having your own legacy for yourself. So you either bring in the managers that have been loyal to you, give them stake, the workers. They will be dedicated, knowing that they are co-owners. As against you sitting down, waiting for your children to inherit that business. It's not going to fly. All right? Anyway, have a beautiful day. I just said I should share this with you. Stay blessed.